50 Shades Darker. What a pile of... Hey guys, Stefano here. That little intro right there is sexier than the entire movie. Let's try that again. Hey guys, Stefano here, and today we're reviewing 50 Shades Darker. I'm not happy to review this, but there is a twist to it. I went to the private screening before it actually comes out to the public, to the world, and this experience has to be more than just a review. Okay, first things first. The story of 50 Shades of Grey is a worldwide phenomenon. It's just something that we don't see unless you're watching HBO. It's something that you just don't see. So what's the twist here? It's the second installment of 50 Shades of Grey. The first thing I need to say is Cineplex sure knows how to milk it. The fact that we had to be in the line for 2 hours before they even let you into the theater, that for me was pretty monumental. What are we watching here? Is it a $1 billion movie? I was wondering, did they improve from the first one? All of these questions went through my mind. 50 Shades of Grey follows Christian Grey and Anastasia Steele in this kinky, freaky relationship that they have that involves bondage and submissive domination, gag balls, basically something that we wouldn't see or hear of. The first movie, without a doubt, was absolutely horrible. Not horrible because of the things that they did and didn't do. It's horrible because the acting was atrocious. However, the second one, they said that they improved. They improved the director, the cinematographer. They changed a bunch of things that they had in the first story to improve the second story. Everything looked on the up and up. First of all, spoiler alert. This is spoiler, mega spoiler for anyone that wants to watch it. So if you want to stop the video right here and watch it when you've already watched it in theaters, which I really don't think you should, but if you do, stop it right here and we won't go any further. Okay, so let's get right into it then. It starts off, of course, where Anna and Christian Grey, they've had a very big falling out, the first one, because he apparently went too far. But again, went too far on the standards of film is not exactly went too far on the standards of HBO. They're in this whole love-hate thing, and then he sends her flowers, she's gonna throw it out, she doesn't wanna throw it out, and then all of a sudden, can I meet you? He buys all the creepy photos because he's a stalker now, and essentially she says, yeah, I'll get back with you, but for what reason, I still don't know. He's basically a psychopath. She's apparently turned on by this already. Whoa, I'm not sure what's going on. And this is literally the movie. They have sex. That's all they do. And it's not a good storyline sex. It's just random, I want you right now sex, but with no real plot, no real twist, no real build on of a story. Nothing really happens. Throughout the whole movie, it was 2 hours exactly, and throughout the whole movie I was wondering, so now what? What is gonna happen? And I didn't read the books. That's the thing, I didn't read the books. I was basing it on the first movie. So when I talked to my wife told me this is how the books are. And at the end of the movie, I was blown away. I was blown away at how much they completely cut out. It started off with a punch, but after that punch, no more punches were thrown. Complete BS. What a waste of time. So she has a job with a creepy boss. This boss wants her, clearly, and he does not like the fact that she has a boyfriend, so he goes all crazy. He goes from super nice guy to super crazy guy, but nothing happens. Nothing happens in between. You don't see the build-up. He just wants to F her and, all of this crazy stuff. And then that's it. He got fired and that was it. This movie had no plot other than the two people that we don't really care about. And I say we don't care about because they don't go anywhere. During the entire first half of the movie, it was a nice romance. They were very much romantic in love. They were doing their mildly kinky stuff, but it was mostly just regular sex. With the occasional, I want to be with you, I want to live with you. It's just the typical same stuff. Nothing you would expect from 50 Shades of Grey. 50 Shades Darker, which I like to call 50 Shades Lighter. This is where this movie completely lost me. Even though it lost me for the first minute, the movie lost me right at the episode where Christian Grey's helicopter is apparently flying over this wooded land, and they have to call for Mayday because now the helicopter's going down. There's a problem with the engine. But Mr. Stiff Christian, like this, Mayday, Mayday, I'm going down. There was no emotion. He was a robot. He was a robot going down, and then the writers of the screenplay and the cinematographer and everyone else involved that should never do another film in their life decided to do a missing report on a TV saying Christian Grey, billionaire, missing. Everyone was frantic saying he's going to be back. And then randomly he comes through the door, dirty, and says, what's the problem? I'm here and let's go, everybody, I'm all right. And then that's it. And I was just in utter shock, and the entire theater was laughing. Not laughing because, haha, he's alive, I'm so happy. Laughing because this is the biggest joke I've ever seen in my life. Literally from there, the crowd was lost. They lost everyone there. They just sped through the movie completely. The next half hour was just a race to the finish to try to hurry up and get to the final movie. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you waste an hour and a half to build up this story that there really was no plot, to then speed through the end? And then the so-called Red Room, that's supposed to be where all of the fun happens in 50 Shades, they did nothing. They did absolutely nothing other than having a few villains that were laughable, and other than having a few cliche moments. This movie, I have to give it a 0 star. 0, 0, 0, 4. Every possible thing. And there is one person I feel terrible for, and that's for Danny Elfman. Why Danny Elfman would get involved with a musical composition of this kind of movie is beyond me. He is a brilliant musical composer. Why would you delve into this madness of this movie? And why would you get celebrities to do an amazing soundtrack and the movie sucks? 50 Shades Darker. It is so bad that I think whatever they have from this movie, they should stop it right here, not do the third installment, call it quits, say we just made a disaster train wreck of a movie, and move on with your life, because anyone that had a fetish or a passion for what can be kinky, it completely went out the door in this movie. It was PG-13. There was nothing other than a few swears and a few this and a few that, and they completely lost everyone. What did you do? It was madness. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that review. It was an honest truth review. I had to be brutally honest. It was a mess of a movie. It was a complete mess. And how do you know that it was a mess of a movie? Because everyone left the theater laughing, joking about how silly it was, and it was all negative comments. Oh, one last thing I can't forget to tell you. Universal did this masterpiece, and they used up half the theater for critics. Good job, Universal. Leave it to the critics. They'll give you some really good reviews. Well, my friends, I went to a private screening and I brought you with me. I hope you enjoyed this review. Of course, hit that like, thumbs up. You know I always love them. Comments for sure. Let me hear for this movie. And subscriptions always helps me to create more content. Until then, my friends, see you later.